Hello. If I was,
Hello. Hey, Marvin. How are you?
if I was any better, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Oh, I would hope you'd be talking to me even if you were.
Thanks. Um,
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
have some.
I'm gonna set up my ear pods here.
Okay. Can you hear me good?
Just a second. It's connecting, it says. Let's see if it really does it. Connecting, connecting. Oh, come on. Come on. Let me, there it says connected. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can
I
hear
can.
you.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, good to see everyone here. This is great. And let me get rid of this screen. There we go. And let me put it on in case anyone wants to do that. Ah, good. All right. Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Can you
Tengo
hear me?
pelo.
Ah, there you
Yes.
go. And David, yay. Good to see you, David. And Mike and Rama.
Hi, hi.
Hi, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And Melissa, yay. All right. Any first timers here?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, a
I am.
couple.
Yeah, I'm first
Oh,
timer.
okay. All right. Was that you, Rama? That's that first timer as well?
Yes, this is my first
Oh,
time
oh,
from
fantastic. Welcome.
from
A
from the
very,
UK.
well, thank you. A very brief, let me take this jacket off. God. Oh, it's hot here. Well, uh, my name is Mark Earlix, and I'll give you just a real brief. I won't bore you. Um, and I am a healer by the grace of God, with most people. And I don't make any claims, I don't diagnose, and I don't prescribe. And I won't, on these healing circles, work with anyone for emotional situations. I save that for private appointments and also for people that want to further um, want a more in-depth appointment with me for whatever reasons, physiological, biological, neurological, etc. And most people tell me that they experience a change in their life. And there's some people that will experience a change a few minutes later or walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later and saying, oh my God, when did this leave me? If that should happen. Again, I won't make any claims. I don't diagnose. I don't prescribe. So when I do say something though, that's of a that might give relief, I will say, it's been my experience and or what other people have told me has come true after I've worked with them, suggesting something, but it's not a prescription by any means. Yeah, I stay out of the medical field. I think that the medical field, if you get a good doctor, that's fantastic. There's many doctors out there I know are just following protocol. They don't necessarily get into regimen of each person uh, and what's best for that person. But there are some that do. And let's see, uh, I've worked with well over and taught well over 25 to 35,000 people over the many years. And I've been doing this for about 48 years. So going on 49, or is it 49? I don't even know, Mike. Do you? So, I don't even know. And that's okay. Um, Sometimes I'll perceive something when I'm working with a person, and I will share it with you in conversation mode. I don't play psychic. I let psychics be psychics, and I won't be a dinosaur prophet. So I try to be pretty realistic in what I do. And I do know that whatever I do it's really what I personally refer to as the old man or woman upstairs. I refer to it as God. And it doesn't matter whether you're agnostic or existentialist or whatever. I still have my source, and I keep it clean that way. It takes the pressure off of me, allowing the divinity to do it, or the nameless one, or the higher consciousness, or self, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't care. So again, I try to be very realistic in what I do. And everyone has a different religion or understanding or history for whatever genre they are, just like I do too. I do have on the website, markearlix.com, if you feel you would like to give something from your heart, it helps to support us to keep going. And it also helps to support a family that I give food to. And I freely give. So let's see what else. I do have classes that I offer online, and if I'm sponsored in an area, I'll go to that area out of town. I'm currently in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I just got sponsored out in Wisconsin. It was a phenomenal event. There were about 60 or 65 people at the Healing Circle, I think, and I'm not sure. And there was a bunch of people for just filled up with appointments, and the Healing Circle is free that I offer on a Friday night. The appointments are on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and Saturday was a workshop. And so, everyone tells me that it went pretty well. So, other than that, I don't know what to say. Any questions or comments before we start? We got a small group here and a few new people. Please, anything I can try to answer. And I mean try, about what I do, who I am, my history, whatever, anything, what I believe in. I don't care. So please, anything, anyone. Come on, chicken livers.
All right, I got a question for you.
All right, let's go, Marvin.
Okay, what either tell me, like, how did you get started doing this, or where do you think the source of your healing power comes from?
I truly believe, I'll answer the second part first. I truly believe it's from the old man or woman upstairs, and that I call God, or divinity, or higher consciousness, or nameless one, and or Buddha, Muhammad, Allah, whatever. It's all from the same. There is no separation. It's a source, and sometimes there's intermediaries, and I say, fine with me. And so that's where it comes from, as far as I'm concerned. And um, let's see, as far as where I got it from, I was in pretty direful state one time in my life. I just gotten out of Vietnam, and I was traveling around the country, and then I eventually wanted to snuff myself out. So, and all of a sudden, I met a couple people, and it changed my life. And they said one day, after 6 months, they never told me anything about themselves, really. And one day they said, "Hey, look, we're going to San Francisco area, and there's someone. Well, there's an order there, and it's a Gnostic order. And I'm until today, I'm a Gnostic priest. I've been through the walk of it all, and I have my own genre of where I go to with Gnosticism, and I'm still in the with the main group of people. And there's two orders that I'm a part of. Gnosticism, in my understanding, after all these years, is basically learning how to commune with that divinity within. And that's what it is. It's a learning process. And so I went through my novitiate. I went through my first vows. I went through my life vows. And I went through the priesthood trainings and initiations, etc. So that's my history, pretty much. And I've been with this group since a group of people since 1973. So
Is
yeah,
is
go ahead.
is the Gnosticism you're involved in, is that closer to Christianity or
Good question.
Hermeticism? It sounds
Uh, It's
it,
well, some of the people are Christianity, or most of the people are Christianity, and many are Hermetic in nature, and they work with the alchemics, and they also work with the emotional and mental, etc. There's only one other that I know of that works with healing. Um and we're pretty much to ourselves, um, and that's just the way we are.
but
Uh,
is the training like Hermetic training?
it's similar. Everyone takes it to where they feel most comfortable, and many people don't go through anymore. They're just satisfied with who they are, what they are, why they are, and many have cut it off. There's a few that I know of that are continuing in their understandings of that divinity. If that pretty much answers your question. Good questions.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
questions. Sure. Good question, Marvin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else I can try to answer? Those are good ones. Anything, please. All right. I personally, I'm very familiar with the Christianity, and I don't shy away from it. And at the same time, even with many of the beings of Christianity, like the angelics, that's covered by many religions and around the world, and orders and sects, etc., and cults. So uh, sometimes they enjoy working with us. Matter of fact, that's what they're here for. So that's their function, and that's their purpose, to be intermediaries between man and God. So
So you
yes,
have private sessions through Zoom?
yes, I do Zoom private sessions. I do telephone private sessions. I do in-person private sessions, and telephone private sessions as well. Yes. And most of that information is on the website. The website's getting revamped gently, and some things are changing on it. And uh, uh, also there's that donate page, if anyone, or gifting page tab, if anyone's interested in that. There's information when you click on a link, it'll take you to the appointments, what they're about, and or a generality anyway. Every appointment is unique, and so um, and it can be no other way, because we're all unique individuals. Yeah. Marvin, you were going to ask something, please.
My question was going to be, do you find any difference between when you work with a group or a person, individual, in person versus online?
They're so subtle of a difference. Many people have told me their life has changed with the online thing, or in the classes, or in the appointments. Uh, uh, you know, on the phone or Zoom or whatever, and or even FaceTime. The appointment is an appointment, and as long as the person is bringing their heart, that's all that matters. And people won't call me unless they are bringing their heart, even though they might be afraid to express themselves or whatever. It doesn't matter. And I've seen existentialists just uh, be blown away, and if that should be the case. So it makes no, to answer your question more directly, it really doesn't make much difference. It's still a functioning appointment that I enjoy.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. Nancy, any questions or comments or anything? Nelson?
Not at the moment. Yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right, let me see if I can make this a little bit louder here on my part. Ah, yes, I can.
Do you
There we go.
make any contact with the Akashic records?
I know, I'm very familiar with the Akashic records. I used to be even more familiar in my younger years. And I do know that there's such a thing as intuition. And through the intuition, which is inner teaching, uh, as we practice with it, uh, the Akashic really, at least in my world, the Akashic really doesn't matter anymore. It's like a step in order to find out information, and that's what the intuitive does through my perspective of working with stuff. The Akashic is fine, but I prefer when someone is not well emotionally or mentally or physically or whatever, then a lot of times people will go back to other times and other places, referring to past lives. But I say, and I've in my world, I've proven for myself, not for anyone else. I've proven for myself that if we can find a causal in this time, this place, that's why it's being presented to us in this time and this place. That's why we're going through something emotionally, mentally, or physically um, most often, not with everything, then if we address it for this time and this place, then dynamics get taken care of more thoroughly than just saying, "Oh, I got this headache from back in 1423 because someone hit me in the head." Well, I say take care of the situation as allowed to by what I refer to as the grace of God uh, and then why repeat it anymore? Even in potential future times and places. And then it's almost like a cleansing of the soul, oftentimes, or it will lead into us finding the ability to address these things through medical science or through spiritual healing or other genres.
Well,
If that,
would you say that uh, the illnesses that can't be cured by doctors are more connected with something happened in a past life?
Not necessarily. Sometimes what happens, well, and I expressed this one other time, I believe, at a healing circle. I'm not sure, but uh, a person is born, say, with one particular cell, and we have billions of cells within us. So you take one cell, and we can find, science can find, literally, science can find maybe at least or approximately 1,000 defects that we're born with. And so these things, they don't affect us until we get our proofs later in life that, oh, someone hit me in the arm and I bruise easily. And so uh, most often, uh, the defect is going to be attracted to that genre. And it's going to, as we get our proofs later in life, oh, I just got my toe run over and I got, it's so severely bruised and broken. We're going to start culminating. That defect is going to replicate itself in the enzymes. It literally, is scientifically what happens. And so we're going to find that our defects are going to be attracted to what we prove every time. And so, okay, I got a knuckle sandwich, I bruised easily, then maybe a year later or 6 months later or a day or 20 years later, someone hit me in the arm and my arm broke and it bruised real badly and took a long time to go away. Something must be wrong with me, whatever. That's proving it from then on. And the culmination of the cells that are replicating themselves or the enzymes into the cells are going to get greater and greater and greater. And oftentimes that creates disease or distress physiologically or biologically that can't be diagnosed. But science is just finding this out now. And this is in journals. So, but there's that spiritual aspect as well. We have the ability to arrest it where it no longer progresses. And we also have the ability to, if it's not just arrested, it could potentially be dispersed where it's non-existent in the person. No different than many emotional problems. No different. I hope this almost makes sense in what I'm jabbering about here. So science is good. It has a place. It's invented by God into the mind of man, or man strived for it, and therefore it could be. That's the law of cause and effect. And so we also have the ability to work with it. And this is what I do to varying degrees. And over the many years working with 35,000, 25, 35,000 people, I've gotten to witness this myself, as many people have as well. So I hope that almost answers the question.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you. I appreciate it. I know what I'm doing sometimes, and I try to give my heart. And it's through the perceptions that my heart, you know, wants to express that the divinity or the godliness or whatever, it takes over and makes it more perfect. Or it makes it perfect in a way that the person can work it out finally after 5 years or 50 years of having something. I don't know. Or the doctor will say, oh my God, I got an answer for you. This is it. That may happen spontaneously or something. Or all of a sudden, the person doesn't have it anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Or what leads into not having their distress or disease or infirmity or whatever it is. And so I'm pretty much trusting of that divinity, that godliness. And I give the whole ball game to it. I say, okay, boss, you're bigger than me. Take it over. So cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Rama, did you have a question, hon?
Yes, I just want to say I'm joining from England, so it's like 2 a.m. here.
Oh my God.
So I said I have to be awake to be in this circle this time of the day. I
Cool.
had a session with you last week.
Oh, you were the one. Okay.
Yes, via Zoom, and I'm
I
very
remember
happy.
your voice. Now I do. I couldn't
I'm
figure it
very
out.
happy to say that I've had great relief from my heartbeat. The rate has come down. I
Good.
I wouldn't say I was suffering the heart problem, and it has atrial fibrillation, which I have a very high heartbeat. The rate is very high, over 100 sometimes, or most times, until last week, a day after the 20-minute session. It has gone down below 100.
That's
And
awesome.
being
awesome.
consistent. It's been consistent, and I said, no, I just must say this to you, and then just to, be grateful to the source, wherever
Yeah.
the healing came from. And I had to be
Yes.
awake to be able to say this to you. And yeah,
Thank you. Thank
feel-
you so much. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And let's see. Welcome, Melissa, and it's nice to have you here. Can you hear me okay? Can you turn on your mic, Melissa? I can see your note first timer. And all right.
Hi,
That's all right.
hi there. Yes, I'm so glad to
Hi.
be with you.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
A,
I'm grateful.
a dear friend mentioned you, and I felt called to join today.
Cool. I'm glad you are here. And where are you from, Melissa?
I live in Washington State.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Cool. I have some friends out in Bainbridge, uh, in that area.
we're over in Central Washington, sort of in the Leavenworth area.
I'm so ignorant of geography. So,
About 2 hours from Seattle.
okay. All right. These people live near Seattle. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you for
grateful.
your beautiful energy. It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you. And it's the people. That's what it is. It's the people. And all right. First of all, what I'd like to do, Kavita, hey, how are you? Thanks for being here.
Hi, Mark. Just gonna
Hi.
sign on a little late.
Oh, that's fine.
There you go. Hi.
Hi. You're not late, believe me.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
uh, so, Rama, would you like me to work with you a little bit?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna first in my way. When I ask a blessing on someone, I do it silently within myself. My prayers are to the source. And I say, okay, boss, help this person to be whatever, and other little added words or whatever. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna work with the heart a little bit. Or anything in the past that has caused the destruction of the heart. Beautiful heart, young lady.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Marvin, anything in particular, my dear friend? Any one thing physically? And
Physically.
yeah, the emotional I won't work with here. They're only in private appointments.
Well, yeah, I had a diagnosis a couple months ago. So it's challenge. It's been a challenging couple of months for me. I had to go to the hospital and get some blood and um, go back a couple more times and get some blood. I have a thing that they call it, and I want to dispute it because I've been doing everything alternatively, but they call it leukemia.
Okay.
I've been on everything but the minimal amount of conventional medicine that I can do. So that's where my concern lies, and
Sure. And how long have you been experiencing, uh, even though you didn't know it then, but know it now as the loss of blood? How long have you been experiencing the weakness, etc.?
well, I would say sometime longer than that, maybe a year or two,
Okay.
because I realized I was lying in bed on my side a lot during the daytime, really tired. And so maybe it's been a couple, 2 years or so, year and a half.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me work with you here. And people may, when I work with someone, they may sense something happening, heat or cold, electricity or staticky stuff. Or they may feel an emotional catharsis, or they may feel nothing. God doesn't care. It's just our identifications uh, that we utilize to prove that something's happening. It doesn't matter whether you experience something or not, but most people will. And so um, I'm going to ask a blessing on you of healing. All right. I'm most curious to hear of anything in the future, if you're willing to share
Sure,
through,
thank you.
sure, through email or whatever. Please, I'd appreciate that. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. When do you go for your next barrage of tests?
They have a, what's today, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Thursday, I asked them to do just the CBC,
Uh-huh.
so I could determine if there's a need to get some more blood because of low hemoglobin.
Yes.
So, I've already experienced that I would rather just, get sent to a hospital for a transfusion than to go to an emergency room, because the emergency room wants to keep you over 2 nights
Oh, of course.
and make a big deal out of it when they can just get it over with in
Sure.
3 hours for 1 pint, uh, maybe 6 or less for 2 pints.
Correct. So
Yeah.
you're going in a couple days for your next blood test?
Thursday morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anytime after that, if you can, and when you do find results out, if you notice any change or someone else does or whatever, I'd be curious to hear, please, if you don't mind.
for sure.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Nancy, my dear friend. Hey, how you doing?
Righty. As far as the tumor thing, I'm in limbo. They haven't decided what they want to do. Even with all these multiple tests, they haven't come up with a plan yet. So I'm waiting on that. Just when I started, when you started Circle, I was kind of choking on a peanut butter pretzel and coughing. I apologize for that, but my low back like it's spazzing out. So I think that's what I'd like you to focus on.
Sure, I'd be more than happy.
Started a couple days ago, like very intermittent, like uh-oh. And now I'm sitting with this pain.
Okay, now tell me something. Have I mentioned to you about tonic water?
You did. You did. And to be honest, when I went out, I totally like blanked it. So thank you for reminding me.
Write it down, hon. Write it down. With quinine. Don't get the diet stuff. Don't get nothing. And just get the regular Schweppes or Canada Dry tonic water. Okay?
Thanks.
All right. Let me work with you, hon. You're back. You just sit back and relax. Did you experience a sense of unwinding right there?
Kind of like
Okay.
you're massaging.
I'm sorry?
A massage.
You're massaging? That's
No,
what you,
I'm sorry.
you're breaking up so I don't get to hear all your words. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Felt sort of like a massage and a release.
Okay, good. That's the breaking up. Yes. Now, if you can gently put the palm of your hands on your back and lower back there, and don't rub it and don't palpate it or anything. Just hold them there, okay? And tell me what happens, hon. And be candid. What are you sensing?
And like pulsation.
Right there was a sense of relief. What happened?
It felt like energy moving.
All right. Every time in the future, if you should get spasm in the back, you can do that and imagine my hands on top of yours, okay? And it will really quicken, supposedly it will really quicken what's happening and dissipate it, at least in my understanding. Okay, good. Thank you. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. Hey there, David.
Yes, hi.
Hi. Anything in particular you would like me to work with, physiologically, biologically, neurologically, skeletal, disease?
Well, I've had headaches all my life. I sent you an email.
I'm sorry, I didn't even get a chance.
Anyway, yeah, I over the years, with change of doctors and insurance, I've had them check into possibilities of what could be causing the headaches, but there's no conclusive uh, uh, diagnosis. The last advice that I've gotten was to take the Tylenol. So I take uh, two
Yeah.
two Tylenol. I'm far below the limit because I don't want to damage my liver. So
Right, and it usually takes around 15 to 1800 milligrams every day, up to 15 to 1800 milligrams.
yeah, I take a much
Just
lower
yeah.
uh, to so
Does
because
it help?
yeah, it helps a little bit, but I to give me energy instead of sleeping all day, I take Korean ginseng in tea,
Cool.
uh, and there's some
Okay.
other nootropic that you know I use only the natural stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get into anything really heavy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I waste a lot of time during the day uh, sleeping because my headaches kind of like incapacitate me.
Sure.
Somehow I survived my working life, taking taking naps on my breaks.
All
But
right, tell me something. I'm curious. And this may not be the case, but I'm curious. Did your uh, while you were being born, did your mother have a traumatic birthing experience with you?
she never mentioned anything. I don't think I don't think that was the case.
Okay, I was just curious about that. And sometimes that could be causal for something like that too, where let's say the doctors in the old days, and they still may, I don't know, they use suction cups or they squeeze the skull a little too much and taking a child out because it's a little difficult birthing process, whatever. And sometimes that's what happens.
No,
So
I've never been told about that, and of course it's too late now. They've died more than
I
15 years ago.
I hear you. I
So
hear you.
anyway,
Uh,
so yeah, I've tried acupuncture
sure.
and like I say, I've seen doctors and
Okay.
so I've tried a number of different methods. I've even had psychic healing before. Um,
Cool.
so but the psychic healing is more like it's like taking a Tylenol. You know, I feel good and then it comes back. Uh, but
Okay.
I'm always looking.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can possibly help to transform something either immediately or within 24, 48 hours or 2 weeks or 2 months later, walking down the street saying, oh my God, when did this leave me? If that should be the case. And, or see if it leads into something else. Who knows? I don't know. So let's see if we can help you to feel better. And all I want you to do is just sit back and relax. Do you notice any sensations in your skull? I'm just curious.
No, I don't sense anything.
Okay. And do you have the same intensity of the discomfort from the headache?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. Um, again, going back to the birthing process, the birthing mothers in the old days, it was just, this is a part of life, have a difficult birthing process or whatever, if that should have been the case. And so what happens oftentimes, and still does till even in our times, the skull plates get a little compressed into each other, where they're instead of being so open, they're less open when the birthing process happens, and that can create uh, discomforts in a person, creating different forms of headaches.
Well,
And
that's one of the things the doctors examined is they took skull X-rays to see
yeah,
if there was any
pressure.
skull damage. Um,
Yeah, it wouldn't be damage per se. Um, it would be, everyone is so unique. It might be 1 millimeter or centimeter or more or less. Uh, that's affecting the person's nervous system, or who knows what. I don't know anatomy and physiology. But in any case, what I asked for in my prayer is that the pressure uh, it leads into being less pressure and more relief. So I'm most curious as to what will happen.
well,
And
the pain is in my neck, uh, all the way up from the back of my neck, my shoulder blades, all the way up to my skull.
okay,
And of course, I have dry eyes too.
I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, dry eyes give contribute to headaches too.
sure, yeah. But you've had this all your life,
Yeah.
and so you had did when you were born, and you didn't have dry eyes.
No.
So these are
Well.
symptomology. I can't do a whole session right here, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
all right. Let me do a little bit thing here with I want to work with your neck as well.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what transpires from this. All right, David.
Okay. It's always worth a try. I keep
Yeah,
trying.
I
Thank you.
hear you.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
oh, thank you. I'm most curious if you can keep me updated instead of leaving me hanging. Okay. All righty. Kavita. Hey, you.
Okay, I got the results of the ultrasound for the ovaries, the cysts on the ovaries, and they're still there, same size, pretty much.
No
Um,
growth, no nothing.
uh, no growth. It's about a few millimeters off, but like pretty much the same size.
All right. When you say few millimeters off, a few millimeters larger or smaller?
One side was larger, and the other sides were like a millimeter or two smaller.
Okay. All righty. And so that, in a sense, is good news.
Hmm.
And what about the surgical procedure?
No, she's not recommending that now since
Good,
they haven't grown. There's three cysts. They haven't grown
good,
substantially. So
good.
that's good. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great start. So, and all right. And I hope that gives you some relief to begin
Hmm.
with. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad they haven't grown. That's a huge relief.
All right. So let's work with them again, okay, hon?
Okay.
Now, oh, I'm curious though, do you get any kind of symptomology from any of this stuff?
Not this time. No,
Good.
yeah, I've
All right,
had
good.
surgery before and I had a lot of symptoms, but this time, no.
Good, excellent. In the past, I just got reminded to share this with you. In the past, I've worked with many people that had various diseases that they were, or some people, I should say, that with various diseases that were sentenced to death, through the disease, or whatever it was. And these people still had the disease, but they no longer were affected by anything ever again of that. And there's still a few of them are still alive today, uh, feeling fantastic, even though they still have their disease and they were sent home to die. So, so I don't know if this is one of them or if this is just going to dissipate those cysts. They've been arrested as far as the growth goes, and that's what's important.
Okay, that's good.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome,
at least
awesome,
I
awesome.
don't feel ill, which is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome, my dear. All righty. And Melissa, anything in particular you would like me to work with, hon? Are you there?
I
Hi.
am.
Yay.
Hi, Mark. Thank you.
Sure.
So I've been sitting here contemplating that. So, I have a small issue myself, but I have a son that is present nearby
Cool.
that has some issues. So I guess my question, not having worked with you before, is does the person need to be present for you to do the work with them?
No.
No? Okay. Um, I think I'm most interested. I balance this role between mom and caregiver and caring for myself. But I would say I'm most interested in affecting change for my son. He has a condition that he was born with that causes him to have epilepsy. And he's had good seizure control much of his life, but in the last 4 years or so, he's seizures have been more frequent. We've had trials of a couple medications that have not made an appreciable difference. Um, and doctors sort of recommending a potential installation of a device that might help regulate his seizures. And I have a lot of reservations about taking that next step. So yes, I would very much like
Is
for
it
his
is it a
seizure.
major invasive procedure
Um, it's
or just in
it's
office?
It would be under anesthesia, yes, and it's something that a device that is in essence wrapped around the vagal nerve,
Got
um,
it.
and then corresponding place in his chest. Um, that is a thing that we would
Okay.
swipe during a seizure related to um, what's connected around the vagal nerve.
Yeah. Have they had a percentage for success?
We've met with the neurosurgeon. We've talked with some families who have children with this. Um, my understanding is that it helps some. I've also talked to parents that feel like the seizures increased. Um, and
Okay,
I think my concern too is that it doesn't provide a promise of like
correct.
this will cure his seizures and he'll no longer need medication. They frankly say that he will continue to need to take medication.
Sure, I
Um,
understand. I
and I
understand.
am.
Okay. All right. So let's see if I can help him to feel better.
Thank
Uh,
you. We would like to, yeah, get to a place where he could, yeah, not be having seizures like he has been.
okay. Let's see if I can help him to feel better. All right. Question for you here.
Mhm.
How old is he first?
He's 27.
Okay. And does he have a warning system as aura or bells
No, nothing that
he's cognizant of?
he's cognitively affected by this disorder that he has. He's communicative, but no, we've had conversation about that, and to as best that he can explain, he doesn't get any aura or awareness that the seizure's going to come.
Okay. He will uh, have that uh, preemptive. Something will begin to click in with that. That's one thing. The other perception is
Sorry, I don't understand what you just said.
he will develop,
Oh, okay.
and it'll be very, very subtle. I don't believe it's as you expressed that it's obvious yet, and it can't be obvious because it's too subtle. But there will
Okay.
be um, a warnings system when he does get them. But um, what my prayer was for is that he finds relief from those,
Yeah.
and which is, it sets people back. It affects them emotionally, mentally, physiologically, everything.
Yeah. And
And
his
so,
father and I obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, everyone
Mm-hmm.
in the environment, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, my take on it, in my perception, uh, and identification in what I perceive is that they'll lessen, and so
Okay.
and that's what we're going for
Yeah.
is the
Mm-hmm.
lessening. But he will have uh, later in life he'll have, and I don't think it's too far in the future, maybe 1, 2 years, he'll have a perception of like a warning system
Okay.
for the remnants of them.
Okay.
And I'd be most curious if he notices change most immediately over the next. How often does he get them? I didn't ask that.
It varies, but the last one we're coming up on 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
But there've been plenty of time to where and he had 4 that day.
Sure.
There've been times where it's been every 2 weeks, every 10 days, a lot
Sure.
of that also.
I
And
understand.
they're not just seizures where he blanks out for a little bit, right? It's
Correct.
where he falls or
Of course.
he's going down as a result of
I
the
understand.
seizure.
I understand. Okay. So, write down what I said, and see what happens from that.
Yeah.
Okay. But over the next several days, keep me updated if anything has changed with that.
Okay.
And I'd really appreciate that.
I
Uh,
will, Mark.
okay.
I will be
Cool.
sure to follow up with you if we notice some change or benefit.
Okay. Now, is there anything with you would like me to work with?
Thank you for asking that. I've had just, I guess it's been for about the last 10 days, some soreness just below my kneecap.
Which
It does
left knee,
my right.
right?
So it doesn't really hurt to walk. I don't seem to have awareness of it really when I'm going up and
Okay.
downstairs. It's more to the touch. If I
Okay.
bump something or
All right,
something
Melissa.
pushes against it.
All right. All right. Let me work with that. You said on your right knee, that's my left. I'm dyslexic. I apologize. Okay. Do you experience a warmth that's there?
In the knee.
Yep.
Um, right now, I don't necessarily feel warmth there, but I feel like I have some tingling, almost
Okay.
sensations in my legs.
Okay. All right. Now, do you still have that sensation, or did it dissipate, or what, hon? Real quick, briefly.
If I'm touching that predominantly that sort of
Yes.
sensitive to the touch, I still feel it. It's this, I would say it's very much similar.
Okay. Now, take your hand off of it.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Okay. Now, gently put your hand on it and touch it again. And is it the same or worse, better, or different? And be candid.
Um, I think it's uh I think it's the same. I would say it depends. It's where I'm putting the pressure. Like if I'm on the, I'm
Was
not
it on the
sure
same spot?
in the same spot. I think it feels about the same.
Okay. Boy, this is a tough group of cookies here tonight. So all right, let's see what transpires from this. If it doesn't quickly, over the next couple days or whatever, finally go away, or over the next 24 hours or less,
Okay.
or even before you go to bed or whatever, who knows? Let's see
Okay.
what happens, Hans. If you notice
Okay.
change, again, anyone, if you notice change, um, and you want to step out on an appointment, great. But first, see if you notice change happen,
Okay.
and be candid with yourself, be objective, be observant, And if there has been change, as subtle or dramatic as it is, then, give me a call and we'll set
Okay.
something up. Anyone here? All right, great.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Mark, are you in
Uh,
Los Angeles?
No, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, I see. It said LA Free Healing. So I thought you were in LA.
Right. And on the website now they have, I think my webmaster put LA, Chicago, and Scottsdale or Phoenix, Arizona. And so I don't know. And then I get people from Michigan, I get people from England, I don't know.
Well, Zoom meeting always works.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Mike, anything in particular, my dear friend? How are you
Well,
doing?
I'm doing okay. My knee is uh progressing, getting better as long as I
Finally.
take care that I don't mess it up again. But something
Sure.
happened today. And I was walking into a Target store and three young ladies were coming out. One was probably 19, one was 25, and one looked like maybe in their 30s. And the one that was 25 was carrying a 1-year-old little boy.
Yeah.
And she walked down the curb as I was going in. She tripped and she fell. And so I went over there. And the baby, thank God the baby was okay. But and the one girl was about 19. So I asked the girl, okay, have you heard anything or any? And she said her ankle hurt. She twisted her ankle. So I told the 19-year-old girl, I said, when she wanted it, when we were going to get her up, I said, I'll help you support her and stuff. And she couldn't put any weight on it. And so we set her back down. And I was thinking, man, do I got anything in the car I can wrap this with? And then I realized I was wearing a cotton synthetic scarf. So I took that off and I wrapped it around her ankle to support it. And she got up, and uh, the 19-year-old of me had to help her to her car. And I told him, you should pull the car over here. And she says, I'm the only one that drives. So we got her in her car, and she said that she got accepted to officer training school in May, and now she's worried about that. But I was wondering if you'd be able to give a blessing.
I would be more than happy to. At first, I honestly, and I apologize, but at first I thought you were going to be telling me a joke. But
My joke, I can't tell them in public right now.
All right, let me work with this woman's ankle. My perception is by May she's going to be super fine. So,
Yeah, I
super,
was
super.
hoping that too. I
Yeah.
told her it doesn't seem that bad. And you should be fine by May, but then again, I can't predict the future. So
Anything with you would like me to work with?
just I guess a blessing for my knee again.
Okay,
Left knee.
my right. Okay. I felt flow immediately. Just flow. So, all right.
Yeah. I'm finding more stuff that when I do it, it just helps. I'm looking for a gym that got punching bags because I've punched bags since I was 17, and
Okay.
that'll help. I don't like hitting people, but I like making a miss.
Okay. All righty. Marvin, how you doing? Do you notice any change, or is it about the same, or different, or worse, or better, or what? Tell me, Marvin. Turn on your mic, please. I can't hear you. Is your mic on?
There we go.
There you go.
So far, I don't think I feel physically any different. Just hopeful,
Okay.
and I keep on with every kind of nutritional thing I can do, and mind body things, and bio feedbacks, and every kind
Sure.
of therapy that I can do, and only the minimum.
Yeah. Whatever helps you to feel better. That's the only thing that's important. And that's emotionally, mentally, and physiologically. And give it chance to anything, whatever is going to make you feel better and that you see some result from. Uh, and your hope is very important for you as well. Don't give up on the hope.
Yeah, I will say that I have like a lot of a lot of persistence. I never give up. I just keep going. I just got back from 4 weeks at Hippocrates. Oh, you never heard of it. But anyway, I have a lot of hope and a lot of
Good,
persistence, and I keep going.
good, good. Blessings to you, my friend. Blessings. If
Thank
you
you.
notice any change, let me know, please.
Sure.
All right. Rama, please. How you doing, hon? I can't hear you. Your mic's not on. All right. It should be in the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. I'm doing great. I'm just a bit sleepy. I'm doing fine, honestly, and I'm so
Good,
happy to be in the circle. It's my
good.
first time, and I think I'll, you know, always be
Please come
here.
back next week.
Yeah,
Please.
the energy is beautiful. I love it.
Love it. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much.
Nancy, how you doing, hon? Is your mic on? Everyone?
Yeah, just holding tight. I just ordered some quinine.
All right. Straight quinine or is Schweppes or Canada Dry? I can't hear you.
Tonic water, yeah.
Okay, good. Not straight quinine. Don't go there. You don't have malaria or anything, so nor do you want it. Okay. Um, Good for you. And what I understand is if you take about a third of a glass most immediately when you get it, and then say a few hours later, do another third of a glass.
Okay.
And then tomorrow do once, and then the next day once. You'll see that the back spasms, if they're frequent, they'll, to my understanding, they'll lessen a whole lot. It might go without them for maybe a couple months.
Thank you.
Sure. All righty. Kavita, hey you.
Hi. Hello.
Anything in particular, real briefly?
Uh, I mean, I don't feel any different because I wasn't feeling symptoms, but
Okay.
still suffering with the tinnitus. It's not shifting at all. It's not,
Have you been practicing the exercise that I suggested?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. And are you successful in bringing it from one side to the other side?
Sometimes I can do it.
I would practice,
Hmm.
and really force it.
Okay.
Very important. Let me do something here, hon. my perception is that I can actually hear it on both sides. All you have to do is force it, and you'll see. And then that'll balance out the disturbance of it.
All right.
Try it, hon.
That's right. Okay. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. All righty. Anyone else? David, are you there? Just curious.
Oh, yeah.
There. Okay,
I guess I have another question. You
sure.
know, actually, I'm getting all these old folks problems, but I have solutions for them. Pretty much everything. It's all nutritional. I get all these vitamins and supplements
Cool.
and stuff. So whenever there's a problem with neutropathy or, or whatever, the nervousness, jittery hands, I got vitamins for everything. Even now, but one other thing I'm more recently in recent years, because I'm diabetic type 2, I'm starting to get cataracts, and I have eye drops for that. Uh, the 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 theory is there's proteins in the eyes that are oxidizing, so I
Okay.
have these antioxidants, and I take antioxidant pills. But it's very difficult uh, for these supplements to act in my eyes. So my left eye is, rather blurry. I guess maybe I should add that to my list. But pretty much everything else I have an answer for. Uh, there's answers on YouTube. These doctors on YouTube, I just
Okay.
search for the symptom and I get an answer. But the headaches I had for years, but now the cataracts, um, I've got them almost stalemated, I think, because of the antioxidants that I'm taking and the antioxidant eye drops. But
Awesome.
probably need some healing energy for my left eye and my right eye,
All
particularly
right.
my left
All
eye.
right. We've gone way overboard, time wise.
Oh,
Next week, uh, that's because of all the conversation and everything else. And usually I just, pop, 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 and see what
okay.
happens. And so next week, if you can bring up your eyes, we'll see if we can help to create some kind of a change. Or I don't know how to necessarily work with or successfully with cataracts. I've had some people tell me that they've dissipated to some degree. They can live with them now, whatever. That's as far as my work has gone with the cataracts. But I worked with your head. Let's see what happens. It transpires, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All righty. All right, everyone. Blessings to you. Please come back next week, and I'd love to hear stories, whether you've experienced change or not, which is fine. I always know that it's not the end of the story. So
Thanks for the
bless,
help.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
blessings, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.